VR is a monopoly. The standalone space is mainly controlled by one company, Meta, and while without them we wouldn't have what we have now, it's nice to have some healthy competition. And for a while we thought that competition was dead due to some financial struggles and restructuring at Pico. But it looks like they could return with a leak of their first true mixed reality headset. But that's not everything. The V65 update is rolling out and comes with loads of new features. We explore some insane work being done by VR Quest developers, and we take a closer look at the upcoming Batman game. And so welcome back to another week's worth of VR news. We'll start by talking about the Pico 5. I'm sure plenty of you who bought the Pico felt uncertain when it came to Pico's future, but it does look like they are continuing to develop the Pico 5 or 4S, with these leaked images shown by Luna of what it looks like. You can clearly see the front cameras, which in no doubt will be for mixed reality. The Pico 4 did have colour pass-through, but due to lack of depth sensor, the pass-through was basically a 360 image, so no real depth. In saying that, it was very clear and had good contrast, which is something the Quest has struggled with. This also isn't the first time we've seen a Pico leak. Not so long ago, their ringless controllers were leaked and they look very similar to the Quest 3's. But that does bring me to this. Now take this with a pinch of salt because I'm unsure whether this is or was legit. But before the cutbacks at Pico, what looked like a roadmap was leaked. And if you look at the specs of the Pico 5, they do look similar to what we'd expect with this leaked image. I'll leave it on screen now for a while so you can read it, but essentially it has a slightly higher resolution with an XR2 Gen 2 chip, with a depth sensor and ringless controllers. And it was due for a preview last month. Again, this was before the cutbacks and the leak hasn't been verified, but if this is true, then a Pico 5 at less than $500 would be a great alternative to the Quest if you're looking to get out of the Meta ecosystem. But like Carmack mentioned in my last video, it's really hard to compete with Meta as they continue to throw an endless pit of money at VR. So really, the only alternative is to join the Meta Horizon OS ecosystem, which might not be that beneficial to Pico at roughly the same hardware spec level, but who knows. But now let's talk about some great news surrounded with controversy. An upcoming Batman game got announced the other day, and it's being made by the same people who made the Iron Man games, which was actually surprisingly good to be honest. But the controversy lies with it being a Quest exclusive. This is obviously good news for us as we get a Batman game, but the like to dislike ratio on their latest trailer shows that people are not happy this is a VR exclusive game. Kind of like when someone makes a great trailer for a game and it turns out to be mobile only. I understand where people are coming from, but Meta is making a huge push towards Quest. An exclusive this big for VR is only going to bring more users in. I just hope it's not a janky arcade game and actually has a good level of physics and combat. But VR and mixed reality can be so much more than what we have now, and it's now becoming more financially viable for developers to jump on board, and we're starting to see some incredible ideas being put forward. I've said for years that VR could give an experience better than cinema, and to have scenes bleed into your environment. I really think there is a space for a VR Netflix where content like this is shown. Using dynamic lighting in combination with Meta's Presence platform, you can make experiences like these. Imagine an entire film where your environment shifts depending on the scene. This is the feature I see, and soon we'll have consumer viability, so hopefully we'll get more of this. But devs have been hard at work with other ideas too. This, for example, uses a 3D pen paired with Quest to physically draw around objects to essentially trace 3D objects. Or this unique way to join your friends in spaces by splitting your room in mixed reality. This is probably one of the best integrations of personal presence I've seen in mixed reality, and I just hope devs get more control, because who knows what's actually possible. Lastly, from the dev side, I don't have too much information on this, but someone actually managed to get full body tracking working within the Quest browser, showing that Quest has started to integrate its upper body and leg estimation SDK. We really are a few months away from full body tracking. Understandably, this is most probably AI estimation for the feet and legs, but it's still a huge leap forward. But lastly, let's talk about V65. The latest update brings with it some changes. Firstly, the pass-through. This isn't an improvement in clarity or quality, but a stronger focus on keeping you inside mixed reality. More menus have been added inside mixed reality, like the turn-off menu, but the menu now seems slightly distorted for some reason. Secondly, the reference to augments has been removed from apps and menus, and two more features have been added so you can use in combination with your iPhone at iOS 17 or later. Spatial playback is now possible from any iPhone with iOS 17 and above. You can upload your spatial memories to your Quest via the mobile app. The same goes for panoramic pictures. Using the same process, you can upload your panoramic picture to be viewed from within the Quest. It's a nice feature, but in general, nothing too significant. Lastly, we are getting closer to Meta's gaming showcase, and it just got announced the other day that it's starting June 1st. With the Batman game announced literally less than a month before the showcase, it does make me think this could be a big one. But then again, I was wrong about that last year. But fingers crossed for a GTA San Andreas announcement, and maybe the Quest Lite. I hope you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe if you did, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.